So this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about, we had this brilliant workshop. Shahroo Izadi, who knows, a big friend of mine, who's the first episode on the podcast, by the way, came in and did a workshop with our community yesterday at our Mind and Body gym, and it was dynamite. I absolutely loved it. It's one of the best workshops we've ever had, and the fact that we get a chance in our little ongoing development group to train with the likes of Shahroo is pretty cool, I think, and she's got some amazing ideas and opinions around the world of behavioural change. But what was more apparent was that her story, her biggest struggle, has become her greatest gift. And I constantly see this replayed over and over again through so many people's stories. My very own, it's the same thing, right? The biggest struggle that I had in my life has become the greatest gift. Isn't that beautiful? And just even maybe reflect on that in your own lives. Very often, the things that you find most difficult become the very things that actually provide you with meaning and purpose going forward in your life. I mean, how beautiful is that? Has anyone experienced that? Let me know just in the chat, just while I'm talking, that thing, that obstacle, it could have been like something that was really painful and really hurtful. And when you're stuck in that place, by the way, you're not thinking, oh, I know, this could be my greatest gift. You're not. You're like in pain or you're struggling. Right? You don't think about it in the moment. It's not until afterwards and you reflect back and then you find yourself in this new place of meaning and purpose. Maybe it's the thing empties your cup, as it were, allows you to think anew, to listen anew, to be willing to embrace new ideas and concepts, because maybe in that struggle, when things went wrong, you realized that a lot of the well-worn path that you were on was left wanting. It wasn't actually providing you that meaning and purpose that you once thought. You were following the well-worn path, following the majority, following the herd to 5 out of 10ness, and then something comes along. Could be a redundancy, a bereavement, a relationship breakup, a relationship with alcohol that goes a bit pear-shaped, or many other things that come together, and it shakes you from that sort of first half of life malaise, that ness, and it hurts, and it's a struggle, and you have to overcome, and it takes you to places that you never thought you'd have to go to. But on the other side of that, it's like this little miracle happens. I just see it constantly played over and over again through some of the most beautiful people I've ever met in terms of their stories and now what they do in their life, to like everyday heroes that are just out there influencing and being positive in their networks, having come out the other side of something that was unbelievably challenging. Matt Pink, who might arrive at any moment, was in that situation. I'm not going to tell his story. I don't know the full story. I know snippets of it. I'm going to wait till he shows up. I don't think he'll be on this session, but we might do it a bit later on, so keep your eyes and ears peeled. But same thing. Your biggest struggle becomes your greatest gift. And sorry, I've just seen a comment. Deirdre says I should interview Derek. Derek is the plant, the dragon, tree. Derek, I'm not sure how the conversation's going to go with that one, but maybe. I'll try. But isn't it beautiful, right? That life, when you think about it, gifts us this unbelievable opportunity, even in our darkest moments, that there's light. If we can see it that way, if we don't get so embroiled in the story and the why me of it all and become resentful and bitter about what's happened, there's an opportunity in there very often. And I know it's painful in those situations, but as you move out the other side, as the rise starts to happen, I talk a lot about this with our accredited coaches at the moment, there's that opportunity to see what you've just been through as something really profound and something meaningful, and maybe it ends up being your greatest gift, because maybe it was the one thing that shook you from that midlife malaise, gifted you the opportunity to see life a bit differently again, to think a bit differently again, to see the world, to embrace new ideas, and guess what? You start to level up a bit, and then you find yourself in this unbelievable place where you can start to give back to others some of your experience that you've just been through, so that you can help them either overcome something very similar or prevent them even ended up in that same place, and then meaning and purpose suddenly appear. Isn't that wonderful that life does that for us? It's not all just bad. Even in our darkest moments, it's not just bad. It's like in your darkest moments could eventually become your greatest moment. The light shines from the dark. Isn't that beautiful that life does that for us? It's not all about the wins. Equally, I think very often it's a sad truth, but one of the most powerful messages that I see in the archetypical story of being human is that very often through that suffering and that struggle, it gives us this opportunity for so much more in life. Isn't that beautiful? Just wanted to reflect on that a little bit this morning. There's Lisa.